First, Russian President Vladimir Putin has condemned an attempt by Ukraine to retake the east of the country by force. He called it the final blow to a tentative peace deal agreed last month. Ukraine's military push intensified early Friday. In Slavyansk, pro-Russian separatists stood their ground as Ukrainian officials said the army had pushed the defenders back of administrative buildings. CNN's senior international correspondent Nick Payton-Walsh is near Slavyansk and sent us this report.
We're here from a hilltop just outside Slavyansk. You can see the city below me, and at this stage, it is calm. CNN, Slavyansk.
Well, it has been months since the crisis broke out, and the international community continues to look for ways out of this crisis. In a few hours, German Chancellor Angela Merkel meets U.S. President Barack Obama in Washington, and Ukraine is expected to be high on the agenda. Police in Northern Ireland have less than 12 hours left to question Gerry Adams. After that, they must decide whether to release him or ask a judge for permission to go on holding him. The leader of the Sinn Fein political party turned himself in for questioning on Wednesday in connection with a murder carried out in 1972. It's acknowledged that the family of Jean McConville have welcomed the move by police. They say they want to see Adams brought before a court. Well, let's take you now to CNN's Atika Schubert, who is outside the police station in Antrim in Northern Ireland. Atika, has there been any word from inside that station there as to how much longer they're expecting to keep Mr. Adams in custody, or if, because as we were saying, there are only, what, a few hours left until they can legally keep him there, or they charge him?
Yeah, a little less than 12 hours, actually, but no, we haven't had any statement from police yet. Now, basically, we understand that he's being held under the Terrorism Act. Now, that means that he could be held without charge for 28 days, 12 hours.
Atika, thank you. Atika Schubert there live for us from Antrim in Northern Ireland. You are watching CNN Newsroom live from Hong Kong. Going home without answers, Chinese relatives at the missing Malaysia Airlines passengers are asked to pack up and go. They are determined to find Flight 370. Officials in Malaysia say they won't stop trying to find the missing airliner, even if it takes a year. A report published on Thursday revealed it took more than 4 hours to order a search for the plane after the last communication with the pilots. Now, 9 weeks later, and with a coalition of countries searching for the plane, Malaysia's acting transport minister said if search teams remain focused, the plane will be found.
I'm quietly confident that we are on the right track.
Search. Well, many of the relatives of the MH370 passengers have been staying in Beijing, but today there was a new blow from an official source. Within the coming hour, family members will have to leave their hotel and official support centers will be shut. The families have been staying at the Beijing Lido Hotel for almost 2 months now, waiting for news and attending daily briefings. Yesterday, they were told to go home. CNN's David McKenzie joins us now live from Beijing. How are they coping with that, David?
Well, Monita, some of them are saying, and to quote one man, that they have no choice. It appears that the Chinese government's on board with this.
From Beijing. The death toll in the South Korean ferry disaster is now 226. The Coast Guard lists 76 people still missing. The ship was carrying 425 passengers and crew when it sank April 16th. There is growing pressure on the international community to help find and release more than 200 kidnapped girls in Nigeria. More than 2 weeks have passed since the girls were taken from their school in the rural town of Chibok. The Islamist group Boko Haram has been blamed, although it hasn't responded. Well, chanting "Bring Back Our Girls," Nigerians marched on Thursday. Parents have criticized the government and say the issue has become more about politics than saving the girls. Some families have taken matters into their own hands, heading into the dense forest near the border of Cameroon. Vladimir Dutier is in Lagos covering the story. He joins us now live with more on that. Vlad?
Monita, you're right. The families tell us that they have attempted on numerous occasions to go into this very heavily forested area.
All right, Vlad, we thank you very much for that. Vladimir Dutier reporter who was there live from Lagos. We are going to take you now live to Kuala Lumpur, where officials are holding a news conference right now on missing Malaysian Airlines plane.
This evening, I hereby call upon Dr. Sri Shamadentan Hussain, Acting Minister of Transport, to deliver.
You've been watching a news conference being held by the Malaysia's acting transportation minister. This has not been considered a specific or a special news conference, but it has been planned. He talked about the fact that the complexity of the entire mission has obviously been highlighted by the fact that 66 days after flight MH370 went missing, it still hasn't been found. Neither has there been any sign nor debris of the missing jet. They also mentioned the release of the preliminary report that was released yesterday, and he kept on saying that the idea and the purpose of it was to prove the transparency, that they had nothing to hide in the continued search for this plane. He also mentioned that the meeting that he had with Angus Houston, the gentleman who's leading the coordinated effort, search effort out of Perth. They're talking about this new phase in this search, which involves a sophisticated, complex underwater assets. But this phase could take up to a year. So there's still lots more still happening right now in the search for flight MH370, even though nothing has been found right now. Record rainfall in the U.S. has left many homes flooded and done major damage to roads. Meteorologist Samantha Moore is at the World Weather Center with the latest on that. Samantha?
Monita, this has been incredible this week across much of the U.S. Record rainfall across the eastern third. We've had records.
Thank you very much for that. You are watching CNN Newsroom live from Hong Kong. I'm Monita Rajpal. Thank you for joining us. Stay with us right here on CNN.